Hi, welcome. This is Clementine, and today I'm cooking whole chicken with pili sauce. So I cleaned this chicken, patted it dry, and now it's ready for seasoning, right? We're gonna season it with some curry powder, paprika, herb de Provence, garlic powder, and some Montreal steak sauce, steak seasoning. I really love using that seasoning. And we're also gonna use some kosher salt, okay? But first things first, we have to do the pili sauce. So let's grab our ingredients. Here we're gonna grab some habanero, some garlic, some onions, some spring onions, some ginger, some tomatoes, and take these to the cutting board. Let's go back for our tomato. Couldn't get one trip, but that's okay. All right, let's move the chicken to the side. Put our cutting board down. Make sure the cutting board is secure. You don't want to cut yourself. We're gonna prep these vegetables to go into the blender. So just a rough chop of everything. The blender is gonna be doing all the hard work, so. Okay. Take about half a head of garlic. You know what? Let me grab the blender head. Go ahead and put all my ingredients down. The onions, the green onions or spring onions, the tomatoes. Smash the head of or smash the garlic. You don't even need to cut anything because that helps you peel off the skin. Pop that right in. Do the same with the rest. Pop those in. Oh. All right. And we also want to add half an onion because the other half we're going to use to stuff it in the chicken. So once we have all the ingredients in, well, we're missing the most important ingredient, which is the habanero pepper. I'm going to save 2 of the peppers to stuff the chicken with. I'm going to put those right there. Make sure you take off the stems. Toss those in. We're gonna grab some oil just to help everything blend well. And if I wasn't using this pili sauce for anything else, I would just toss in the seasoning just to make things a little bit simpler. All right, let's go over to the blender. So now that we have the pili sauce ready, we're gonna season the chicken. It's really important to make sure you season the cavity of the chicken so that all the aroma will be filled in the meat, okay? So we're gonna fill it with these 2 habanero peppers. I'm gonna poke it a little bit to help it infuse. I really love rosemary. I love using it in my chicken because chicken and rosemary just go together. Make sure you grab your thyme here. We're gonna use some mirepoix. Mirepoix is a mixture of onions, carrots, celery, and we're gonna stuff those in there. This chicken is gonna be so full by the time we're done with it. And most importantly, the garlic. So necessary. There we go. Now it's time to season the outside of the chicken. We're gonna spread the habanero sauce. Make sure not to touch your eyes after that because that is very hot. Make sure you season on top and at the bottom. If you could smell all these spices, jeez, that habanero is strong. Don't let those little peppers fool you. We're gonna use the rest of the garlic head that we have. Oop. And we're gonna stuff these inside of your chicken along with your onion. I'm gonna cut this onion in half just because I know it's not gonna all fit in there. Make sure you rub it down with all the spices and it gets into all the crevices. So these wings are usually out like this. We're gonna tuck in the wings behind. So now we're going to tie this chicken up. We're gonna use this twine, cut off about 2.5 feet. So since you've tucked in the wings behind the chicken shoulder, you're gonna use the twine and tuck it in behind the shoulders, bring it up to the sides, under the legs, and then you're gonna bring it up and tie it in the front. So you're gonna bring the chicken legs together, tie them cross like this, and then you're gonna bring up the breast like this to cut it off. That pili pili sauce is strong. And you can smell it in the air, and hopefully it'll get infused into that chicken. So while we have the oven at 425 for about 20 to 30 minutes, we're gonna prep our side vegetables. I really like to roast vegetables when I'm roasting chicken because it just makes things easier. You don't need to use the stovetop for everything. You can oil, season your vegetables and toss them in there once we lower down the heat. Now, roasting your vegetables at 425, I wouldn't really recommend it, especially since it's so early. But once we lower the temp to about 375, 400, that's a good temperature to put in those eggplants, the squash, whatever you want. So let's see what we can use here. We have this beautiful white eggplants. I really love eggplants. We have white eggplants, we have regular eggplants, we have some bell peppers, we have some broccolini, we have some sweet potatoes. Let's see what we can do here. So after about 45 minutes with the chicken being in an oven at 425, I lowered the oven to 375 and added some vegetables to roast. Some of the vegetables that I added were eggplant, sweet potatoes, and some squash, which I just pulled out because the squash will cook faster than the rest of them. This chicken is just about ready. Be careful when you take it out because all the oils and fat will be at the bottom. And you don't want to burn yourself taking this out. Now this smells amazing. We're gonna let it rest. Let's just let this sit for about 20 minutes and then we'll get in there. So the chicken is now out of the oven. We're gonna cut it up. I start with the legs. So I like to cut the legs off first. Get these out of the way. Cut the breast off. Let's get some of this sauce on the chicken. This nice piece of thigh and leg. Here we have our roasted chicken whole. You can cut it up and display it the way I had and serve it with some roasted potatoes, eggplant, squash. Done. And a side of salad. Enjoy. Bye.